Good morning, my garden friends. Today I'm going to make worm tea, and I'm hoping that you will be able to see me and hear me at the same time because I am going to be out on my back porch. So let's give this a shot, shall we? So I'm going to come in front of you, hopefully not trip myself here. And I've set up my little stage. Hi everybody. This is me. This is what I look like very early in the morning. I have a 5-gallon bucket. It's got probably about 3 gallons of water in it already. I wanted to go ahead and set it up so that you would, not have to sit around and wait for me to fill things. But this is a little fish aerator, and the idea is that you're just adding water, you're adding air, oxygen into your water, and that's the whole idea, is you're trying to oxygenate it, bring those levels up, and you're trying to get your bacteria to grow. So, excuse me, we're going to add water to it. This, by the way, is a Unis Life, and it cost me, I think, $14 or $15. It has a little control on it. Amazon. Trust me, you'll find it. And it has its little stones. I would tilt this forward, but I've already got 3.5 gallons in here. So to that, we're going to add Grandma's unsulfured molasses. Doesn't have to be Grandma's, but it has to be unsulfured. So if you add sulfur, it'll kill the worms. It won't be good. So you're going to add that. It's 2 tablespoons, and I've already measured it out in my little handy dandy little glass. Don't lick your fingers, not when you're playing with worms. You might get a surprise, and it might not be pleasant. Okay, so we've got all that. Rinse our fingers. And I have mesh bags. My sister got cosmetics that came in it, and the mesh is really, really fine, and it holds back. I've let this sit for 2 days and taken it out, and it's a little, it's wet and it's still oozing and what have you, but the worm castings aren't coming out. So just find any kind of a nice fine mesh. And the way I found it the easiest to fill, rather than taking the bag and trying to scoop it in, is I use coffee cans, and I just put that in there, and then I scoop it in. And that's worked really well. And then, this is a stick. How much easier could life get? Go out and find a twig somewhere, but a thick enough one that's going to hold your weight. And then you're going to fill your bag. And this feels like probably about 4 pounds. And the recipe is kind of like 1 pound to 1 gallon. It's not perfection. It's not an exact science. You're just trying to get the bacteria in the worms, in the worm castings, to get into that oxygenated, sweetened water and grow. And so you're going to just drop that in, let it sink. I tied a knot around it, but if you have to, you can roll it up a couple times. I've used this about 4 or 5 times now, so I think it's starting to get a little worn. Tie it up a little so that you make sure it stays in there. If you want, and you feel like that was 4 pounds, and you want to make it 4 gallons, I'm going to add a little more. This is rainwater that's been just sitting out if you only have tap water, let it sit out for a day or two, and then the chlorine, anything that's in there will kind of dissipate, and you'll have the equivalent of. Now for the hard part. You have to wait 24 hours. That's tough. So after 24 hours, sometimes I've kind of forgotten it because it's out here on my back porch. I've forgotten it, and it's been, 36 or 48. It's not going to hurt it. And then after that, then turn off your aerator, and you can just kind of let this. I have another bucket, and I just go ahead and let it hang in the other bucket, and then I use these castings just the same as I would. As a matter of fact, I found live worms in here 48 hours later, and so that's it. That was as tough as it gets. And since I don't have a cameraman, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you and then leave the stage and turn it off. And I hope everyone will try this. It's very simple. If you only have a little bit of worm castings and you only have a little bit of water, do it. And then when you've finished here and you've got your worm casting, or you've got your worm tea, I pour mine very slowly. I just kind of like scoop off the top, and that way it kind of filters a little bit more. And then whenever I put it in my little spray bottle here, I use a 10-to-1 ratio. You could use straight if you wish, but it's kind of a waste. It's like, I don't know, using too much of a good thing is just wasting it. So if I'm pouring it on something, saturating it, I'll add, a few cups into my sprinkling can, and then I go around and I water perimeter so that I know that I'm watering the drip line of something. And so I think that's it. Now remember, it was 2 tablespoons of molasses in a 5-gallon bucket, 4.5 gallons. I mean, obviously you can't add more than 5 gallons, but whatever you want in water, whatever you have, you're going to work with it. If you only had a gallon, then you probably would only have to add, a tablespoon of molasses. But I think that was it, and I'm going to scoot over here, say bye-bye, and I'm going to come off camera and tell you that I hope you will come back and see me again, and that you'll subscribe if you like what you see, and ring the bell, and I hope to talk to you all real soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.